What if I told you I had a patient who didn't want to know what was going on with them? Hi, I'm Chelsea, the palliative PA. This is something that makes providers and family members very uncomfortable at times. I have two specific scenarios that I feel like I've encountered that are very common and worthwhile to talk about. The first one is someone who comes to the hospital and has something going on with them, and we end up finding something really bad like cancer. Specifically, we find that maybe they have pancreatic cancer. Maybe they have a mass that is going to take their life and going to take it probably in the next 6 to 12 months. But they say to the healthcare team and their family, they don't want to know what's going on with them. So how do you feel about that? What's your initial reaction? My initial reaction used to be, well, you need to know. You have to know, because how in the world do you make good decisions if you don't know? And there's still a part of me that feels this way. But I've come to have a little bit of a different take on it. The take is, as long as someone knows what is going on with them and how serious it's going to be and what to expect and how to get the right resources that they need when things get worse, I'm okay with it. So for example, if I have an 80-year-old who now has a new pancreatic cancer and he came in with abdominal pain and he says, if I have cancer, I just don't want to know. I'll usually ask him if it's okay if I discuss the results with his daughter. Because as long as I can talk to his daughter about it and she knows what to expect and when to get him help and when to get hospice involved and how to make that happen, then ultimately, does it matter if he knows or not? I do think that we need to approach the situation with some curiosity. And what I mean by that is asking this 80-year-old man, why don't you want to know? What would you do if it was cancer? What are you going to do about it if it's not cancer? Would you do treatment? Would you do radiation if it was cancer? And I think if he says, nope, it doesn't matter if it's cancer or not. I'm not going to do treatment. I'm not going to do chemotherapy. I'm not going to do radiation. I just want to live my life and have the best quality of life. And I don't really care about quantity of life. To me, that says that his treatment plan wouldn't change regardless. But we need someone in his family to know what to do when things get worse. So the second scenario is in primary care, we used to come across people a lot who would refuse cancer screenings. And I always felt like, as the primary care provider, why would you not get your mammogram? Why would you not get your colonoscopy? If we find something early enough, we can usually sometimes cure it, or you can have a lot better quality and quantity of life. But once in a while, I would sit back and approach this with curiosity as well and ask, one, why? Why do you not want this test done? And sometimes the answer would be, well, I'm afraid of a colonoscopy. And then we could talk through those fears and anxieties and work through them. Sometimes the answer would be, you know what, even if they find cancer, I'm not going to do anything about it. I'll wait and see what happens and see what life brings. Those are the people that I would say, if you change your mind, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to respect your wishes. Let me know what you guys think about this topic.